Hey there, friends. Thank you for joining me tonight. You're watching another Sarah C. Poetry Live video. How are things going for you this week? I'm guessing that many of you have seen that classic movie Groundhog Day, where the day kept repeating over and over again. There are times in life where I'm glad that the days don't repeat because living them once was more than enough for me. There are other days, though, when life is so beautiful, I wish I could slow time or do them over again. Do you ever feel that way? I mean, what has it been for you this past week? I almost always want to slow down time when I'm on vacation. I almost always want to slow down time when it's evening and the kids are all asleep in bed. Those quiet, relaxing moments are blissful, but they always seem to pass so quickly. I mean, seriously, it's like 10 p.m. gets lost and suddenly it's 11. For real. Am I the only one who notices this? Does 10 p.m. really disappear sometimes? Oh, I don't know. Anyways, in 2013, Carolyn Gregory wrote an article that explains the science of how our brains interpret time. It could be summed up by the word mindfulness. Our perception of time, she writes, actually changes based on our mental engagement. So if we're doing normal, mundane, everyday activities, our brains don't have new information to record and time seems to pass quickly. So even though sitting in traffic or folding laundry feels endless, when you look back, it's barely a blip on the radar. When memories are vivid because of interesting and meaningful events, time seems to slow and we're more likely to remember them later. That explains why there are moments in life that are so powerfully perfect they seem burned in our memories. Maybe all the details aren't crisp and perfect, but we remember how we felt. Alive, free, just deliciously happy, like there was no other place than we'd rather be than right there, right then. I think it happens when we fall in love. It happens at big celebrations and events. It also happens in kind of regular everyday things like seeing a beautiful sunset or hearing our baby laugh for the first time. But in my experience, even more powerfully is the feeling of rightness that occurs when I'm doing what God created me to do. It's the peace and joy of having purpose. So that question of what God created us to do, it can be overwhelming and daunting to determine. I still struggle with the lie that having purpose means doing something big for God, something impressive, something major, something with lasting impact. It puts pressure on me to find my one purpose, to seek it out, and then to orchestrate it in a way where big results happen. All for Jesus, of course. The longer I've tried to follow Christ, the more that I've noticed that he works in many types of circumstances. Sometimes exciting, but mostly through the ordinary. I feel alive and purposeful when I'm on stage leading worship, or if I'm writing or sharing poems with others, or even teaching. Those gifts inside of me are thrilled to be turned loose, and it's exhilarating to see how God uses them in such unexpected ways. However, that same purpose-filled high, as you could call it, happens when I'm at the grocery store talking with a stranger. Somehow the conversation shifts, and it's like God himself is speaking words or of comfort or encouragement through me. It happens when I follow the nudging in my heart and I reach out to a friend. Why am I shocked to discover that it was just what they needed right at that moment? The one who prompted me knows. I also feel deeply connected to purpose when I pray. Of course, at times, it's just me spouting off nonsense and complaining to God, but then it's like he takes over and beautiful words and ideas flow out of me. It happens when I'm making dinner at times and a song comes on or a current event sparks some discussion with my kids. Suddenly, I'm speaking biblical words of wisdom that I never considered until that moment. This is Holy Spirit power, you guys. Not of myself, but yet somehow a part of me is still allowed to shine through in a way that reflects my God. This is why I'm still a Christian after so many years. I know anyone can be proud of their abilities and their gifts and their talents, and I know that there are many amazing moments in life that anyone can enjoy. But I also am convinced that daily there are too many coincidences and events that just happen to come together to be an accident. Their pattern points to a higher power with a plan for good. Yes, I believe that God has a plan for this world. He is restoring the brokenness in ways that we can't even begin to imagine. And yes, I believe that God has a plan for each one of us. We don't have to be famous or force moments. All he wants is for us to love him and be obedient to use the gifts that we've been given. It's simply following him one step at a time, with our eyes on him and not those around us. I mean, if you want to reference another Bill Murray movie, it's Baby Steps. Baby stepping out the door, baby stepping to the grocery store, baby stepping following Jesus. If we do that, maybe we will soar like an eagle or walk on water. Or perhaps less grandly, but equally satisfying, we will simply point someone else to his loving arms. With all that being said, I'm going to present the poem for you tonight. It is called Purpose. Here it is. Purpose. My life is full of possibilities. Abilities I never knew existed dance inside my soul, emerging at just the right moment. Flying, floating, soaring to satisfaction. Ordinary potential becoming powerful, reaching outside of myself. Tasting true beauty, harmonizing like entwined melodies, intuitively knowing, stretching beyond my limits. So guys, are you living life with purpose? It's not easy, but it doesn't have to be as overwhelming as we make it to be. It's just little obedient steps day after day. So please contact me. Please let me know how you're doing. Don't be afraid to comment or like or share. Or if anything that we talked about tonight makes you think of something else, please feel free to share that with us. Let me know how I can encourage you. And thanks again for watching. See you next week, Monday at 7:07 p.m. Bye.